What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training. And today we're going to be breaking down some of Rashod Bateman's route running, okay? So we're going to be talking about these three specific clips from his one-on-ones at Minnesota. We're going to be talking about how you guys can run a dig versus press, a goal line fade, and then a seam versus off-man coverage. So I hope this video gives you guys some value, gives you some ins and outs of how he structures his routes and why he is such a great route runner. But also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you need to get a little bit stronger, you want to get more explosive on the field, you want to be faster off the line, faster in and out of breaks, check out that very first link in the description. It's a 2-month-long wide receiver gym training bundle. So what we offer in this is the specific exercise receivers need to do to help on-field performance. It's not just your basic 3 sets of 10 on bench or just regular squats. It's specific exercises that are going to help you get off the line faster, be more explosive at the top of the route, and overall improve your game and your grip strength. So very first link in the description, fellas. Let's get started with this video. So Bateman here, you see he's running a dig versus press, does a great job attacking that blind spot, and this is like a first window dig, right? So we're catching this thing right off the break. That's very important to learn and very important to know to structure your release off the line. So this play is set up by the release because the easy thing to say is, oh, he attacked the blind spot of this DB and then he broke this thing off and the blind spot's where he can't see him. And yes, all that's true, but how do we get there? Because this DB is not supposed to play this thing like that. We set this thing up with my release off the line of scrimmage and making it look the same because he's inside shade. He's supposed to, if anything, open up here and try to force you to the sideline, right? But he completely spread turn because I gave him that move to the inside, really sold it, and then pushed back outside. That was his way of recovering, is that speed turn. So off the line of scrimmage, it's so important that I make this stuff look the same. So what he's trying to make it look like is this triple step where I step wide, so it's like a left, right, left move. So I want to step the opposite side of where I'm going if it were to be a triple step move, but this is like a 4-step move right here. So this, when he goes here, steps outside his frame, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? But all that's looking the same, right? Those steps are wide. Those steps are outside the DB's frame. That's what's going to move him, right? You don't want to reach outside the DB's frame, but you want to be able to step outside of his frame to threaten him in a certain direction. If I'm not stepping and I'm not actually trying to threaten to the inside by commit my shoulders, commit my hips, we can't expect this guy to move at all. If we're not threatening him in a specific direction, how do we expect him to move? If we're stepping inside of his frame, like let's say Bateman, when he comes here, his first step isn't outside of the DB's frame. It's like inside his frame. Then his second step's here. That DB, if he's disciplined, he's just going to sit right there and watch my hips and not really move because that's how DBs are coached. They're coached to just wait. Because anytime you see DBs working drill work, they'll have their coach working it, like they'll work some kind of foot fire, but they're always stepping inside of their frame. That's easy for a DB to play. What we got to do is we got to be able to be comfortable stepping outside of his frame. I bring my body with the cut. When you step outside of his frame, you actually bring your upper half with it because that doesn't make you feel like you're reaching and doesn't make you feel off balance. And that's what can get you some space and get this guy to turn. So again, like I said, I force him to speed turn out of there. Now I'm in that blind spot. Now I'm just working, right? Because I could go vertical. I could run a comeback. I could break this thing off underneath. I could just turn around and stop. Anytime we get a DB to be here, especially in press man coverage where he was inside shade the first place, guaranteed win, fellas. You guys want to live right here in this blind spot from this DB. That's a perfect example. Normally they start out facing the quarterback and then we can work to the blind spot. This is a gift because of how well we set this thing up off the line and how well Bateman made this thing look and made it look so similar. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. So great job working that 4-step release, then breaking this thing off in that blind spot, and make sure anytime we're in a blind spot, fellas, we accelerate out of the break. We cannot waste time at the top of the break because trust me, that DB is going to be overcommitting. He's speed turning out of there, so he's going to be fast. So goal line fade situation, right? So inside shade DB on the goal line, probably on the 5-yard line going in. We know what? He's not going to backpedal. So that should already be a key indication of the release that he's going to use. You guys have seen this before if you've been watching the videos on this channel. So he gives this little squirt release where we attack his leverage, gives him a move to the inside, then it is just a race to this point right here. That's how we have to treat every single goal line fade. It is a race to this back corner. Is the quarterback going to get it up on time, and will I have time to go up there and make a play? And in this case, yes, right? But quarterback's got to understand this specific concept. Now, this is built off a slant, and this is built off a fade, because so many people ask me all the time, well, coach, what if I attack his leverage, and then what if he just stays to the outside, and I run up into him? Then the next time I have a slant route called, I attack his leverage, and then I just run a slant, and I make him believe. I make him bite on this thing, because again, he probably won't. He'll probably stay to the inside. And why do you guys think that? Because he's inside shade in the first place. When he's inside leverage, his job is to protect the inside. He wants you to go back here. What he wants you to do is to think that you have it right away and just run to the back corner of the end zone and just take off. And then he's going to force you all the way to that sideline. He's going to be right on your hip, and we got nothing. It's going to have to be a perfect ball. So we want to set him up. So what we do is we attack his leverage, right? We square him up here. We know he's not going to backpedal on the goal line, so I know that I don't want to get too close to him to where he could get hands. I square this thing off. I'm maybe like 1 to 2 yards away. Then I give him this move to the inside, You see how sudden his cut is. His shoulders and his hips are thrown to the inside. Only thing I would say is he might be a little bit too backwards in his stance, like kind of on those heels. Just make sure that I commit my upper half to the inside and really throw my hip and make sure that my shoulders and my hips are turning, because where's the DB supposed to be watching? Hips, right? And then somebody said to me yesterday, well, what if I watch the number as a DB? That should be easy money. If the number goes, the hips are going to go, right? So you got to commit your whole entire upper half, throw to the inside. That's what gets him to just at least hesitate, right? If I could just get his weight shifted to that inside leg, I should be able to win that race to the back corner every single time. Now, this is right here, the back corner. Perfect jump ball technique here from Bateman, because when that thing's up above the rim, we want to go make sure that we secure it at the highest point, right? You guys have probably all heard that from receiver coaches you've had at one point or another. I want to go up and secure it at the highest point. I'm going to be aggressive when I go up. I'm going to make sure that my eyes are tracking this thing down. But what happens after this is what makes or breaks a receiver, right? Because a lot of guys will just come straight down like this. And what's a DB is taught to not panic in this case and play those hands, right? He goes up, he secures it. Let's play those hands and let's rip through those hands and force the PBU. Now, as a receiver, what makes or breaks, guys, you got to use your body almost as if a quarterback in the pocket. You want to use your body to shield the ball from the defender. So you see how what he does here is he rips away. He puts his body between the defender and the ball. That's how we secure this thing. So anytime you go up for a jump ball, fellas, you could do one of two things. You could either rip away or you could catch right here. And if it's more of like a situation where you're facing the quarterback, you could pull this thing behind your head. But something to where you shield that ball from the DB so he can't hit it out on the way down. That's the entire goal. So this is a perfect jump ball technique right here from Bateman, ripping this thing away and making sure we secure the catch. So this is a great example, attacking the DB's leverage, especially when he's inside shade on the goal line. Square him up, be patient, threaten him to the inside because that's where he doesn't want to give up. Then let's win that race to the back corner, and the quarterback should know that to put it up right there. Let's watch it again, full speed one more time. Great job squaring up. Gives him that move. Then let's accelerate back out. Great job there by Bateman. So now we're talking about like a seam route with a double up, and we're going to be talking about how he does such a great job of keeping his head down and such a great job of having late hands over the top. So what is the situation here? We got a little bit of like an outside shade, off man situation. So what does outside shade normally mean? We got safety help to the inside, right? So in a real game scenario, I'm probably not working this to be 100% honest with you from a quarterback perspective, because chances are this is probably like a two-man case where there's probably going to be two high safeties up there. It's not like a one high safety. If it is a one high safety, then yeah, for sure, I'm going to take this. But more often than not, when it's one high safety, he's going to be a little bit more inside shade or a little bit more head up. And you might consider this head up, but it looks a little bit outside shade from my angle because we're on the hash and he's over here to the left, right? So I know that there's probably safety help in here. Maybe I could slip around this thing. Maybe I could slip behind the coverage. Maybe I got like a dig coming back underneath that the safety crashed on, and we just take this opportunity deep downfield, because that's a real play concept, right? We have a dagger. That's what they call that. So it's a seam from the number 2 and like a 12 to 15 yard dig. Maybe that safety crashes on the dig, and then I'm hitting this thing over the top. So I got to get downfield. That's the main thing. So when I come off here, the same principles apply. Maybe we want to attack his leverage a little bit, square him up, and then I give him that double up. And the same thing remains true that we were talking about. Where is he stepping? Outside the DB's frame. Where was that first step? Outside the DB's frame, right? That's what's going to get this guy to move. You guys got to understand that those weak ass, like quick feet, and you just give like a jab, but you're not committed to it. That's not going to do anything against a disciplined DB. It's not going to make him move. You look at the best guys, they're comfortable stepping outside the DB's frame. I'm not saying step way over here and reach and drag this back foot. I'm saying bring your body and bring your hip with this cut, and you want to push back to the opposite side, and you see how much he turns those shoulders, how he's throwing it like a crossover. His toes stay straight forward so the weight stays on the inside arch of his foot, but it's in that far right lane. Like you said, you come up here, you got the middle lane, which is what we're in, and you want to threat. So we got middle lane, it's like we're driving. Then you got right lane, then you got left lane. And I want you to see, he steps to that left lane all the way there, and then he steps back to that right lane all the way there. And that's what's going to move this guy, because that actually threatens him over here. That threatens him to the inside. Because again, even if he has safety help, there is still a lot of space that he's got to recover over there to the inside. So that's going to make him over anxious, especially when he's outside shade. Now, off of this move is what makes or breaks guys, because a lot of people can get the DB to do this, but what they won't do is they'll start looking back right away. What you want to do is you want to keep your head down. You don't want to look till you got this guy beat, and you know, depending on the play, like if it's like a quicker seam, right? Like so if it's a quick seam, like maybe a 4-vert play, you're expecting the ball right away, right? Because the quarterback's not going to wait for you to get 100 yards downfield. But if it's a longer developing seam like that dagger that I was talking about, I want to keep my head down and make sure that I pump my arms, and I'm not looking back for this ball until I'm open, because that quarterback's going to putting this thing with some air and dropping it right in the bucket. So it's a race to that goal line. It is a race to that spot. So I got to make sure that I keep my head down. And now I can snap my eyes around when I know I'm got him beat. But this is the key right here. You want to be late with your hands. I don't want this DB to have any time to react to this ball. I don't want you showing your hands super early and raising them up, because what's the DB going to do? He's taught to not panic like we talked about and play those hands. So let's be late. Let's watch that thing all the way down with my eyes, trust my eyes all the way into the catch, and then be able to make this play. It's a great job here by Bateman, just trusting yourself. Trust your eyes all the way to the catch and be late with those hands so the DB does not have any time to react. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. It's a great example of what to do here. Great example of stepping outside the DB's frame, keeping that head down, pushing vertical, and then making this catch over the top. Great route, great job being late. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to leave those in the comments below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And again, fellas, 2 months of the specific wide receiver gym exercises you need to do to get faster, more explosive, get stronger, all the above. Check out that very first link in the description. I'll see you guys next time.